Hey, hello everybody. Today's topic I wanted to go overlook my clear props. These are 4.3 V1Ss I was trying yesterday. That's the reason I went with this gray, is it looks beautiful with the red amber looking color and also the orange. No matter what prop color selection you got, I think it looks really good with this build. And the Fat Shark fan shroud, I put that over that to protect the buzzer. I mounted the buzzer in the bottom of the hole here on the stack. There's plenty of room, and it stuck up about a 1/16 of an inch. And I was afraid, worst case scenario, coming in and landing on some gravels or something, if it drove that buzzer up through my 4-in-1 stack and cracked it. And I got to looking, and that Fat Shark fan shroud is the exact same size, 20 by 20, the inside stack, and protects it really good. So the point here is build or buy. I got to thinking about this after building this quad, which is the best route for you to go. Get this battery out of here. My personal opinion, this is my fifth build. Yeah, this is my fifth build. And I've bought, let me see, I've bought 4 quads and I've built 5. Me personally, it's expensive to build on today's standards. Just like this build right here, I've got 4, let me see, 460, something like that. I posted my total on the other video there. I added it all up. But anyway, it's really expensive. You could have bought the Holybro Kakute, what is that called? I can't think what it is. There's round 3 of something. But what you're getting is, I've not found any store-bought quads ready to fly that has every piece I'm wanting. A good quality frame, just like this Armaton Marmot. To get a good quality frame and good components, I've not seen anybody out there offering that, so you're stuck having to build. The reason I like this frame, it's just so sleek, and it's lifetime warranty, so crack it. I've already wrecked this quad. I took a really hard hit, fell and landed on this corner of the motor in front of the frame. Plumb covered it up with mud, but cleaned it all out. Looks fine, looks just like it was. The lifetime warranty is a big attraction to me. It allows me to fly harder, to not worry about it. A lot of my other builds, like this one, let me get it. This is my Flight 1 build. A lot of my other quads like this one, you fly conservatively because this is just an old cheap knockoff frame. It's really thin. This quad flies really good. I love this quad. But I have to fly conservative because if I break it, I'm out the frame. And then I'm going to have to tear all this down, rebuild it, buy another frame. And it's a knockoff frame. It's not very strong. So there you go. Having a lifetime warranty frame, I can break one every week. And it is aggravating changing all the parts over. But it's not as hard as what you'd think. You can pretty much leave everything together. Unbolt your motors, unbolt your flight stack, and pick it all up. Set it right over on the other one, bolt it down, and within 10 minutes, I can be ready to go and ride in a new frame. So it comes down to whether you should spend $300 on a ready to fly or build your own. And me personally, I have not ever been able to buy, just like this quad right here. This is the Diatone GT530. Flies okay, but I just don't like it. I've never been able to get it to tune locked in, feel locked in like I want it. I've tried tuning on it for a year, and every one of the quads I've built myself, I love the way they fly. I don't know if I'm just being biased about I like them more, that knowing that I build them and seeing the progress, or if it's truly just locked in and you can't get a store-bought quad to fly as good. I put all high-end components on this one. The Holybro, see if I can get in here where you can see. It's got the, right there, it's got all the metal ESC, 65 amp ESC. It's got the Kakute F7 flight controller. This Atlatl V2 PTX. The camera is the Runcam Eagle. If I can get in here where you can see it. That's the R9 Slim back there. So every component I got on this is high end. Getting in the motors, got the Hype Train Vort 3 2207. It's got the EZO bearings. These are expensive motors, but I love the Hype Train motors with those EZO bearings in them, and that's what I've got on this build. They are just so tough. These are 2206, 2450s. You wouldn't believe what these motors has been through. I prefer the silver windings because I spray them out with a water hose. I've wrecked this one in mud, and you wouldn't believe what this quad has been through. And I just put it in a sink, and your kitchen sprayer sink, make sure everything's unplugged, and you don't want to get your flight controller wet or your camera or nothing, obviously. But I just take that sprayer and spray down through this motor really good, and I'll pop the bells off, take the bolt out and pop the bells off, spray all that out really good. And then just as soon as I get done spraying it, I take a can of compressed air and blow it all and dry it all really good. And then I'll take one little bitty drop of sewing machine oil and put it right down in there. You can see the oil. It slings it out sort of when I fly. But I keep those EZO bearings covered in that oil. And these are just such a tough motor. So I prefer, spending the extra buck on the motors or everything. And the flight controller. You get a good flight controller and motors, it don't matter what you throw it on. It's going to fly pretty awesome. But me personally, I would rather build, because any of your store-bought stuff, they're going to skimp somewhere to make $1. It's just like the Holybro. They put a good F7 flight controller on it, and then they put the 35 amp ESCs, and then they got the cheaper motors, and then you get a cheap frame. It's foam filled. If they hadn't cut corners, and if they'd have put that build over on an Armatan frame and good quality components, see, that would jump the price up to $400 and some quad. So you're getting the same scenario. If I would have bought the cheap Holybro foam filled frame and the cheaper motors, and then put this over on it, got a cheap 35 amp ESC and put on it, then I would have the Holybro Kakute. So it's all bang for buck. It works out to be exactly the same. If you can find a ready-to-fly build that has all the premium components in it that you want, it might pay you just to buy instead of building. But me, I've not been able to find anything I like, and I've always preferred building. You get to know your quad better. If something acts up or it goes down, you know exactly where to go, how to build it. And I think you can build neater than you can buy. if you're very good at soldering, that's what it comes down to. I'm pretty good at soldering because I'm a ham radio operator. Here's my radio station. I've been a ham for 20 years and soldered all my life, so I love the building part of it. So I think you can build neater. If you go on Rotor Builds and look at some of these guys has built, there's just pure elegance. Just like the Armatan Marmot Elegance, if you look it up on internet. Such a beautiful build. It's just a piece of artwork, and that's why I prefer building. Is it cheaper? No, it's expensive to build. Is it better than store-bought? I feel it is, because you can pick and choose whatever components you want and get a really good quality lifetime frame. That's what it boils down to, really, is frame and motors. But I prefer building. Everything I got that I've built flies like a dream. And then the stuff that I've bought, just like the Diatone up there. Let me see, that's the old Wizard. That's what started me into flying. That's the first quad I got. It still flies decent, you know. But everything that I've built flies like a dream. So, build or buy. It comes down to how good you are at soldering. It comes down to what your choices is. If you can't solder very good and you can find all the quality components you want out of a store-bought, I suggest buy. But if you're good at soldering and you have any questions in the back of your head, like, well, I like that quad, but I don't really like the frame, or if you don't 100% like every item that they're offering in the Ready to Fly, I suggest build, because you're going to end up with better components. So it comes down to the person and the preference. Me, I would rather build. It's funner. It's almost as fun building as it is flying. It can get addictive building. I'm wanting to do another build. Ain't had this one finished 3 days. I'm wanting to do another build. So you gotta be careful with that. It can get expensive building. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not no big station. I'm not getting paid or anything. I'm not monetized or whatever they call that. I just do this trying to help out other people and maybe throw some ideas. Every once in a while I hit on something I think's pretty neat, like the Fat Shark fan shroud there protecting the buzzer in the bottom of my flight stack. Look at the carbon fiber on this thing. It's just got a totally different color to it than other carbon fiber. Now let me show you the carbon fiber on this. Excuse me, on this one. See the difference? It's a lot more sturdier. That frame right there has got a lot of flex to it. It's just got the 4mm, I think, arms, and it's got a lot of flex. It flies really good, but it's real springy. This one is just solid as a rock. You can't even flex it, and it shows in the flying. I've got a lot less noise. I can turn the filters way down a lot further than I can on that quad. This one just seems, I've done some black box logging, and this one is a lot cleaner than that one flies. A lot more noise in that one. I don't know if it's the F7 doing it or the motors. I don't know what's making it clean, but it is a lot cleaner of a quad and flies really good. So take care. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to hit on something here that maybe help you all and some ideas whether to build or buy or what. But that's my take on it, and that's been my experience. I always build. I'll never buy a Ready to Fly quad again, because I've just not had very good luck out of them. Thank you guys for watching Wiccan FPV.